and welcome to this just short 30-minute sequence to wake you up for your day, or just maybe wake you up if you need to be a bit more energized. So it's a good practice to do at the beginning of the day, just to start you off. It's only half an hour, so hopefully won't take up too much of your time. So coming into a seated position that's comfortable for you with the legs crossed, palms facing up. So this is a gesture of receiving, closing the eyes, and just moving your awareness down into the center of the palms and starting to deepen the breath. Exhaling, softening the shoulders, a sense of the pelvis connecting down into the earth. Two more breaths. Very gently opening up the eyes. If it's not already there, just crossing the right shin in front of the left. Going to move into a seated twist over towards the left. Hands on the knees or wherever they're appropriate. Inhale, lift and lengthen through crown of head, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, take it over, twisting to the left. So if you have any disc stuff, low back stuff going on, then move your left buttock a couple of inches behind. And that's usually more beneficial in the body. There's less rotational force moving down into the base of spine. Chin stays in line with chest and no forcing or pushing your body into the twist. Inhale, lift up through crown. Exhale, relax the shoulders, draw front rib cage in. Maybe the body is exploring this twist, but it's because you're responding to the release of exhale, not by just yanking yourself around with your hands, because that's how you start to get niggles, and then over time niggles can morph into injuries. So we're always exploring the body by the use of breath. As we let go of expectation on what body should or shouldn't be doing and judge it if it isn't doing that. One more breath. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to soften and release. And that just may be an energetic softening. On the exhale, come back to center. Left shin in front of the right, twisting over towards the right. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. So not shoulders to ears, but lifting torso out of pelvis. Exhaling, front body draws in, and that's what takes us over into the twist. And again, if it feels good for you, you can pop your right buttock a couple of inches back, and if it doesn't feel good for you, then don't do it. Okay. Chin in line with chest, and just make sure you're not trying to force your body round, okay? We're just exploring movement of energy through breath, and then maybe with that movement of energy, there's then a physical movement. Or maybe there isn't. Yoga isn't about postures. Yoga is a system that enables us to cultivate space away from the mind. So we can watch the fluctuations of the mind and not be so identified with it. And what enables us to do that is the cultivation of an internal space. And what cultivates an internal space is our focus on breath, not focus on body. Inhale, lift and lengthen up through crown of head. Exhale, soften shoulders, front rib cage in. And so you're not trying to make your body or force your body to go deeper into a twist. That's just identifying with the mind. I've got a goal, I've got somewhere to get to. The harder I try, the better I am. Yoga is about moving away from all of that, not perpetuating it. On the exhale, when it comes, coming back to center. Coming onto all fours for a little bit of cat-cow. So hands underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the pelvis. Cat-cow. Inhaling, let the belly and the low back go, heart space forward, shoulders away from ears. Just keep the elbow creases soft. Exhale, rounding through the back of the body, let go through the back of the neck, so crown of the head down towards the earth. Inhale, opening up the heart space, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, rounding the back of the body up to sky, long in the back of neck. 2 more breaths, just working with your own rhythm. But just make sure that rhythm's slow. Once you've done your next exhale, coming back into a neutral position, tuck the toes. Just as we move into down dog, just check the elbow creases are soft, and there's an invitation to wrap the shoulder blades into armpits, squeezing upper arms together, releasing the neck, and then on the exhale, releasing the knees. Locking out your elbows, jamming your shoulders up to your ears is not a functional use of your body, okay? Over time, that can lead to really getting a lot of niggles around muscles in the shoulder girdle that don't want to take any weight. So we have to be very careful when we're on our hands that we're inviting the right muscles to engage to support us. So wrapping or inviting the shoulder blades to wrap into armpits does just that. And squeezing upper arms together, elbows are soft. Walking up into Ragdolls, so walk the feet up to the top of the mat, hip width apart. The knees are bent, placing your belly on or towards your thighs, that imaginary weight through the crown of the head down towards the earth, lengthening through back of neck. Taking a hold of opposite elbows here if that's appropriate for you, and if it isn't, you can just let your arms hang loose. Then just get a sense here that the weight is evenly distributed through the feet. You may be aware that you're leaning forward onto the balls of the feet and gripping the toes. So just send the weight back a little bit and into inner ankles. And a couple of breaths here. If you have got a hold of your opposite elbows, release your arms. And then on exhale, very slowly rolling up through a Pilates style roll up. Taking your time. Eventually finding your way into mountain. Keep the feet hip width apart in mountain and just try not to lock the knees out if you're a bit of a knee locker like I am. Keeping them soft. We want to really invite the quads, the front thighs to engage the glutes as well in a functional way. So just getting a sense of trying to squeeze your glutes down towards the gluteal crease, so your butt crease. That helps to bring the pelvis into a more neutral position, which then enables us to lift up and out through the crown of the head. Arms down by the side of the body. Taking a couple of breaths here. We're going to move into 3 rounds of a kind of a half sun salute variation, okay? So we'll do it all together. Soften the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up, keep shoulders away from ears. Exhale, clasp hands behind back. Keep front rib cage in. Inhale, hands away from buttocks. Exhale, forward fold, tilting from the pelvis. Keep the knees soft, drawing the shoulders up away from ears. Inhale into chair, sit back and down. Bring your arms parallel to the floor so the shoulders aren't up around the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Don't lock the knees here, long in the neck. Check the weight distribution in the feet. Bear. Inhale, sit your bum back and down so that your thighs are parallel to the floor, as is your torso. It's not resting on the thighs, sending fingertips forward. Exhale, forward fold. Again, long in the back of the neck. Don't lock the knees here. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, namaste. 2 more rounds. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, clasp hands behind back. Keep the knees soft here. Inhale, hands away from buttocks. Keep the front rib cage in. Exhale, tilting from pelvis into forward fold, drawing the shoulders up away from the ears. Chair. Inhale, back and down, shoulders away from ears. So for most of us, arms parallel to floor. Exhale, forward fold. Check your knees and your toes long in the back of the neck. Inhale, bear. So you're not resting your belly on your thighs, but strong energy in the legs, reaching forward through fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, namaste. Last round. Inhale, lift up. Try not to lock knees. Exhale, clasp hands behind back. You can always bring your hands on your bum if that's better for you here. If your hands are clasped, soften knees, front rib cage in. Inhale away from buttocks. Exhale, tilt from pelvis, forward fold, drawing the shoulders up away from the ears. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bear. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, namaste. Release the arms, mount in, couple of breaths. Keep the right leg where it is, taking the left leg back. So coming into Pajwattanasana, also known as pyramid, if you do a lot of forest, if you know me. So just make sure that the feet are hip width apart, pressing through the inner ankles. So we don't want to lock the knees here, really engaging the quads. Inhale, reach up, lifting and lengthening out of pelvis. Exhale, so you may want to soften the knees here, tilt from the pelvis, bringing the torso parallel to floor. And then with the arms coming into superhero, so the arms are alongside the body now, palms facing down. Taking it into a warrior 3 variation, keeping superhero arms. Inhale, take the weight into the right leg, don't lock the knee or grip toes. Exhale, release the left leg. Coming into a warrior 3 superhero variation. So rather than locking out your right knee to bring in this sense of rigidity, soften the right knee, be all right with the wobble. That means you're getting stronger. And you may fall out of it, just like I've demoed very well there. It doesn't matter. You just get back into it again. And breathe. One more. Release the left leg, coming down more into a forward fold variation of Pajwattanasana. So you may want to bring your hands on the floor, bringing your belly towards your right thigh, or if it's more appropriate for your body, having your hands resting on your thigh or your shin, but just try not to put a lot of weight through them, okay? So the weight is in the legs, in the core, and in the breath. Letting go through the back of the neck. Focusing on the breath, not what body is or isn't doing. One more. Soften the knees, and on the exhale, just rolling up, similar to what we did in that Pilates style roll up. Coming into revolved triangle, so keep the legs as they are. And what you're going to do is take your right hand onto your sacrum, okay, with the fingertips facing down. So it's going to be a very open revolved triangle, okay? Inhale, lift and lengthen through the left side of the body. Exhale, reach it over to the top right-hand corner of the mat first. And then you may want to bring your left hand to the outside edge of your right leg. But you're not going to rest on it, so there's no weight bearing. Everything is in the legs. The knees haven't locked. We're going to keep right hand on sacrum as well, okay? So it's just a gentle one. Inhale, anchor back through the left leg, press down through inner left ankle. Exhale, reach forward through crown, and then maybe a softening through the right shoulder as we open the heart space to the side. One more. Release, come back up to standing, and then coming up to mountain at the top of the mat. Taking a couple of breaths here before we move into that sequence on the other side. Okay, let's go. Left leg stays where it is, right leg back. Pajwattanasana, pyramid, intense forward fold. Feet hip width apart, 10 toes facing forward. No locking out of the knees, and try not to stick your bum out, okay, and tilt the pelvis forward. So looking as best we can to have a neutral pelvis. Inhale, reach the arms up. You may want to soften the knees here. Exhale, tilt from pelvis, bringing torso parallel to floor. And then bringing the arms into superhero. No locking out of the knees, right? I was going to say try not to lock them, but don't lock them. Keep them soft. Ungrip the toes. Reaching forward through the crown, reaching back through the fingertips. And then taking it into a warrior 3 superhero variation. So take the weight into the left leg. And then inhale, bring the right leg up. So you want to lift your right leg up from your buttock muscles, okay? Not just kind of poking your right foot up towards the sky. Reaching back through the fingertips, reaching forward through the crown. No locking out of the left knee, no gripping of the toes in the left foot. Wobbling is just totally welcome and encouraged, as is falling out of the pose and getting back in it again. Exhaling, draw the belly up into the body, no collapse in low back. Release the right foot back. You may want to rest your hands on your left leg, but not a lot of weight bearing, or maybe bring your hands down towards the floor. If you're choosing to bring your hands down towards the floor, just make sure that you're moving from your pelvis and low back, and you're not just rounding your back because you think, it's about getting your hands down to the floor. Hands on your leg is great. Keep reaching forward through the crown. Hands on the floor is equally as great. Let go through the back of the neck. And breathe. Soften the knees on the exhale, rolling up through the spine. And then we're going to move into that open revolved triangle. Left hand on your sacrum, fingertips facing down. So just be easy on your body, okay? We're like 20 minutes into a practice and, we're just going steady. So no forcing or pushing, really getting away from this goal and there's somewhere to get to. I'm supposed to look like this, and if I don't, I'm not good at yoga. Open bracket, I'm not a very good person. Close bracket. This yoga is not about cementing in this identification with the mind. It's about starting to move away from all of that conditioning and that programming. Palm of the hand on your sacrum, fingertips facing down, unlock knees, ungrip toes. The checklist. Inhale, reach up through the right side of the torso. Exhale, reach over towards the top left-hand corner of the mat. And then you're going to bring your right hand somewhere on the outside edge of your left leg. Left palm stays on sacrum, okay? Unlocking the knees, ungripping the toes. Inhale to reach forward through the crown of head. Exhale, maybe opening the heart space out to the left. Breathing. Reaching forward through crown, reaching back through left hip. Unlock the knees, ungrip the toes. One more breath here. Release, inhale up. And then exhale, coming up into mountain, right foot joins left. Take a couple of breaths here. Going to come down to the floor with a little bit of a balance, okay? So come up onto the balls of the feet. Oh, actually, before we do this is not for everyone's knees, okay? So if you know, as we're going to come down on our knees, if you know this isn't for you, then just come and sit down on the floor. If you're not sure, just see how you go, because it can crucify some people's knees, all right? So come up onto the balls of the feet. Try and keep the inner ankles together. Now imagine that you're sliding your bum and your back down a wall. And then as you do that, you're going to stay in control. And there'll come a point when you just want to let go. And so that's the point where you don't, and you really stay in control. Don't flare the belly out or the front rib cage. If at any point you get any grief from your knees, then just stop this. If you are still on your toes, bringing the hands into Namaste for balance. If you're seated on the floor, also bringing your hands into Namaste. Couple of breaths here. Release your hands to support yourself as you come down to the floor. Coming to lay down, moving into a supine twist. So for some of us it's beneficial just moving the pelvis over to the right and then taking the knees down to the left. As you take your knees down to the left, you want to make sure that your right shoulder stays on the floor, and then extending your right arm out, palm faces up in line with shoulder. Close your eyes. And rather than energetically walk off your mat and start thinking about stuff, practicing, choosing to stay focused on the internal space by choosing to stay focused on the breath. We're so conditioned to be up in the mind all the time, to live our life from there, and it's not natural. You know, we are meant to feel and maneuver our way through life from a feeling perspective, not a thinking perspective. And so it takes time, and it's a breath by breath practice, and that's what coming onto our mat gives us. It gives us time to practice, because it always is practice. I'm going to go and practice now. You never ever, oh, I've ticked the box, done yoga. And if anyone ever said that, they definitely haven't. It's a never-ending journey, which for me is the gift. Bringing the right arm down on the exhale, navel to spine to bring the knees up. And then if you did take your pelvis over, just bring it back to center and just have a moment here. Feet, hips and shoulders in alignment. Moving over to the other side, so take the pelvis over to the left if that does it for you, and then knees down to the right. And as you bring your knees down, extending your left arm out, and just make sure that the shoulder is grounded, okay, so it's not hanging up off the floor. If it is, you need to put something underneath your knees, okay? So again here with the eyes closed, practicing spending at least one breath away from the mind. Now the mind is never happy about this, and it starts to throw its toys out of the pram, and it will just hook us in with a thought form, and then before we know it, 3 thoughts later, we're a million miles away energetically from the mat. So it's practice. We just practice breath by breath, choosing to stay focused in the internal space. Bringing the left arm down, using an exhale to bring the knees up. Realign the pelvis so that the knees, the pelvis and the shoulders are aligned. Again, a couple of breaths here. And then from here, just roll over onto one side. Support yourself up to a seated position. So we're not going to finish off with a Shavasana, as this practice is to really step us into our day. We're going to finish off with a Pranayama, which is the 4-part breath. So it's a balancing breath. So we can step into our day, hopefully feeling energized and feeling balanced. Palms of the hands facing up. We're going to do 4 rounds if you want to do it, okay? We're going to inhale for 4, pause the breath for 4, exhale for 4 and pause the breath. There's a lot going on in pauses, okay? So if it's not feeling comfortable for you or appropriate for you, just do something that is. Just focusing on your breath is enough. And that's probably the hardest part of our practice anyway. Palms up, shoulders back, eyes closed. 4 rounds I'll guide you through. Soft exhale out through the mouth. Through the nose if you can. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Release. Breathing in the medicine of your practice for 2 more breaths. Open the eyes. Let's seal practice by drawing space. Extending the arms out, palms facing forward. Inhale, lift up and lengthen, reaching up towards the sky, long through the torso but grounded through pelvis. Exhale, bringing the hands down, resting in front of the heart space. A moment here, breathing into the heart, our gratitude for practice that we offer out, if you'd like to, through the sound of Om. Soft exhale out. Deep inhale into the heart. Releasing Namaste, open the eyes. Thank you very much for choosing to watch this video. I hoped it helped. I will be doing one. The next one will be a practice to just gently guide you into bed, the other end of the day. So take care. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.